Hey everybody, I wanted to show you how I'm doing my asym tarp or diamond shaped tarp tie out kit. So the asym tarps basically just have four main tie outs, one for each ground tie and then one on each side of the ridge line. For the ground ties, I'm just using a tension lock with the little detachable hook, and then the line has a splice loop that larks heads down at the stake. I like having the lark's head on the stake because I can slide it down to the bottom where it has the least leverage to pull the stake out. And then a loop of shot cord is attached to the tarp, and it provides a clip-on point for this, and also provides auto tension. With this clip-on piece, I can unclip this, and I can bring the other end of the tarp, I can bring that end over here and clip it in for porch mode. So I'll do that and show you what that looks like. So here's the other piece of the tarp, and the shot cord also clips into the tension hook. And so now it's basically just a sunshade or open porch mode on that side. So coming back out of porch mode, I'm just clipping this side of the tarp back into my tie out. And these little plastic clips, they clip into lots of other tie out points like BCD rings or sewn on loops. So they work with almost everything. So for the ridgeline ties, I'm just putting a lark's head with my splice loop. So this line has a splice loop and it lark's heads to the end of my tarp. And then the tie off and tensioning is all done when I go around the tree. So here's my fence post. I just go around it, connect to the toggle, and I can either just wrap around the toggle to secure it in place, or I can go around the toggle and pull tension on it and then lock it off. So I don't have to tension each side. I can just wrap this side up with the toggle and then go to the other. So I can do all my tension on the other side if I want. So as long as I know about where I want my tarp, when I put my lines around the trees, it'll be centered up the way I want it. And you can see here I have just one line per corner instead of a continuous ridge line going across. So since this isn't a Dyneema tarp, it's actually nylon, this will be fine and it won't stress my ridge line out too much. But if you're using a Dyneema tarp, I recommend using a continuous ridge line that goes across, and it reduces the amount of stress right here. If you'll notice on used Dyneema tarps, you get a lot of wear right here because the outer mylar flexes at a different rate than the inner Dyneema, and the reinforced tie outs start to come apart. There's a lot of stress right here, especially when the wind blows, when your trees can actually pull. This line is getting pulled that direction and it's putting all that stress onto your ridge line. So with a Dyneema tarp, with this setup, with the asym tarp, I would go with a continuous ridge line, unless you're really sure that you're going to be able to minimize the stress. But that's all it is. It's a 15-foot line per side, equipped with a toggle. It's just lark headed onto the tarp for minimal amount of line, and then on the corners, the line is attached down to the stake and will clip on and off the tarp. As an option, you can put these little mini Evo loops on the ends of the tarp, and then these will allow this piece to quick disconnect from your tarp too. So I'll show you how that works real quick. So you see this little loop here, this will illustrate the splice loop that would be on here. But if this right here was the splice loop of my line, I could come through the legs of this loop and then pull the loop over that knot like this. And this is the soft link. If you watch my videos, you probably see me doing this with the Evo loops, but it creates like a soft shackle, and now we could quick disconnect or quick connect right at the tarp. But since I'm trying to go just super simplistic, the lark's head is perfect because then You don't have any added grams or anything of extra connection points. And as long as you kind of know your setup really well, when you do go around the tree and you're concerned with centering and getting everything perfect, if you know your setup pretty well and you're just trying to reduce the grams, it's easy to get this set up and not worry about centering. So thanks for watching. That was the asym or diamond shaped tarp tie out kit.